The Love Canal is an aborted canal project branching off the Niagara River about 4 miles from Niagara Falls. From 1942 to 1953, the Hooker Chemical Company used the canal as a chemical waste dump. The Hooker Chemical Company capped the landfill and sold it to the Niagara Falls School Board for $1. To absolve itself from any liability, they warned the buyer in the property deed. In the late 1970s, investigative newspaper coverage and door-to-door health surveys revealed illnesses in the neighborhood put over the chemical waste. These illnesses include epilepsy, asthma, migraines, high rates of birth defects, and miscarriages. President Jimmy Carter declared a state of emergency in 1978. The Love Canal now symbolizes environmental disaster by toxic waste disposal sites scattered throughout America. In 1980, Comprehensive Environmental Response Compensation and Liability Act was created, which is known as a Superfund. Around 15 years later, in 1994, Occidental, which is now the company that owns the Hooker Chemical Company, agreed to pay New York State $98 million for damages and expenditures and to take full responsibility for cleanup work. My name is Elsbeth Defoe, and for the majority of my life, I've lived 15 miles from the Love Canal. I've known people who have lived in the Love Canal neighborhood and have suffered from illnesses, including cancer. The Love Canal is a reminder to the rest of the country that unregulated polluting can be disastrous. Although this case was eventually taken to court, we've heard of dozens of cases of large companies polluting without consequence. Williams Energy in Colorado spilled almost 250 barrels of mixed natural gas liquid, which eventually made its way into the waterway. Lawmakers told of outdated law capping fines at around $10,000, but actions are meaningless unless the state takes action. Other cases are General Electric and U.S. Steel. It took 30 years for General Electric to be called out for polluting the Hudson River. The EPA is in the process of relaxing the cleanup requirements, unfortunately, and relieving responsibilities for GE without ensuring the river will be safely restored. Also, U.S. Steel has been fighting attempts to regulate pollution in several states, including Indiana, and has been successful so far. Polluting is a crime for a reason. Some polluting forms are air, water, soil, radioactive, noise, heat, thermal, and light. Polluting causes environment degradation, impacts human health, causes global warming, causes ozone layer depletion, and creates infertile land. Punishments for polluting are to ensure companies are held liable for their actions. We must enforce punishments to protect our environment and ourselves. It's up to us to guarantee protection by seeking penalties for anyone that breaks the law, like we do when any other laws are broken. Thank you.